Could I get a grande caramel club macchiato, please?
Yeah, grande caramel macchiato. Anything else for you?
Iced.
Okay, grande iced caramel macchiato. What else can I get for you?
That'll be it, please.
Sounds good. I'll head that up for you at the window.
Thank you.
Banana nut bread and macchiato? Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Seems cold out here.
Thank you so
have a
much.
great day.
You too. Oh my gosh. So I just went through the Starbucks drive-thru and the man at the window, I kid you not, had to have been at least 70 years old. At least. Bald, full-on bald, the wrinkles, the whole 9 yards. And he was he was like fumbling over himself because you could tell he was learning. He must be new there, but you just don't expect to see a 70-year-old working in the Starbucks drive-thru. I thought it was the cutest thing. It was just adorable, but I just thought I would have to share. So that's all. Guys, welcome to my channel. So today I think I'm just going to be running a couple errands. I'm not really sure if this is going to be like more relaxed vlog type style video. We'll see. You'll be able to tell by the video description what's going on. So right now I'm going to go run into Walmart, pick up a few things for dinner, and then we will see how the rest of the day goes. Alright, well, I'm going to get shopping now. This is perfect. So they have these Your Dynamite hot sauce sets for Valentine's Day. It's perfect for Anthony, so I'll be getting that. Let's see what else I can find. So much stuff. Okay, so I'm home. I picked up a couple things for my husband for Valentine's Day. We're not really huge on Valentine's Day, but I don't know. He's just been... Things have gotten easier since I started working from home. We went through like a lot of financial changes this year, and so I just thought it'd be nice to do something kind of like cute and funny and surprise him, because he works really hard and he always tries to spoil me, so want to spoil him back a little bit. Yes, so my husband is obsessed with hot sauce, and a lot of this is kind of, well, I only got him 3 things. 2 of the 3 are pretty corny. This. It says Your Dynamite hot sauce set, but I thought he would appreciate that because he loves hot sauce, and it's pretty cute. Funny cute. This, you guys are gonna be like, what? But I bought myself a Golden Girls t-shirt, and he thought I was the weirdest person in the world for getting a Golden Girls t-shirt for myself. And I love the Golden Girls. I saw it and I was like, I have to have it. And I'll like insert a picture of it. But I was walking through Walmart, like the men's section, seeing if I could find anything. And don't judge, because we're cheap like that, you know, nothing wrong with shopping at Walmart. But I found this and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to buy this for him as a joke. Like, isn't that hilarious? Now we both have a Golden Girl shirt. He'll literally never wear this, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna get it for the laugh, and then I'll wear it as like a pajama shirt. You know what I'm saying? So that will go at the bottom. Oy, my chair is so squeaky, yo. So squeaky. I'm so sniffly, my goodness. This past week in Fargo, it has been sunny and nice, and the snow's been melting, and all of a sudden today it's cloudy and gray and snowy again, and I'm just like, come on, weather. I'm ready for this to be over. My first winter with snow. Because if you don't know, I'm from California. We just moved here March of 2019. But anyways, this is what I got him last. So this is just Nautica Blue cologne. It's the kind that my husband has. He really likes it, and they have a small little one. He's running out, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and get him his cologne. And then of course I got him a card. It says, "To my husband, God's gift to my heart." It's very sweet. My husband is the best picker-outer of cards ever, so I always try to find one that is pretty meaningful. Yes, so I'm going to write in this and get this set up, hide it, because right now it is, what, like the 6th? But I don't really like to leave places by myself. I don't know if that's weird, but I don't know. I just don't like to. So I had the urge to today. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get his Valentine's Day stuff now while I'm already out and about, before I just end up not getting anything, you know? So I'm writing his card, hide this stuff, and then I'll probably work for a bit, and then we will see what happens. Okay, so I'm really hungry. I'm gonna make myself some lunch. After that, I will start working, finally. I'm in the process of making a website for my business right now. I want to reach out and try and get more clients, but I don't feel like it would look very professional to do so without a website, some sort of like a landing page. Right now, the clients that I have were basically word of mouth. Like, there was one business that oversees other businesses, and I started working for one of theirs, so through them they kind of got me other clients. So yeah, I'll be working on my website, doing all my posts today for my clients, and then hopefully just spend the rest of the day hanging out with Anthony. Anyways, I'm starving, so I'm gonna start cooking lunch right now. So while I eat, I figured now would be just like a good random time to talk about fertility and money, something that I don't really address very often. I know that there were some people that were kind of curious why we haven't gone to the doctors yet. Well, we have gone to the doctors. We've gone to the doctors a few times. That's kind of a long story though, and I have a video on that, like a year-long fertility vlog where we did some stuff at the doctors. But people are wondering why we're not doing actual treatment right now. And I was just kind of feeling weird about talking about financial stuff on here, just because I know that there's people that's like, that would think if you can't afford X amount of money a month extra, then you shouldn't have a baby, or just that kind of thing. And the frustrating thing about that is that a lot of people get pregnant accidentally when they're totally unprepared, and they do just fine. And when my husband and I first decided to try and have a baby, we financially were in a very different place than we are right now. We actually had expected him to get a really good job that he was like a year and a half into the process of getting, and then he didn't get it. It was like a state job, so there was a very long vetting process and stuff like that, and it just didn't work out. And so now that we're here in Fargo, we moved here kind of hoping to live easier. California is really expensive. Fargo is not. And we just were kind of hoping for a change. But the thing is that about 2 months after we got here, I hurt my back. And I'm not exaggerating. That was the worst pain of my life. My sciatic nerve was pinched, and it was like 2.5 months where I could basically not move without help. It was excruciating. Like, it was to the point where like getting to the bathroom was giving me anxiety, because I knew how much pain it was going to be in just getting to bed, or to the bathroom from bed. And like I would be trying to sleep, and if I moved in my sleep, I would yell, and it would like wake me and Anthony up. It was just horrible. And I had gone to the doctors for it, and they prescribed me like muscle relaxers, and those didn't help. So I stopped taking those. And then I was too scared to go to a chiropractor, and I started feeling a little bit better. And so once I started feeling a little bit better, I did go to a chiropractor, and that was like a really big turning point. There's a part of me that wishes I would have gone sooner, but honestly, like I could hardly move. We had to borrow a wheelchair from a church, and my husband used that to help me get to and from. Like every day before work, he had to leave me food that I can just eat that didn't have to be prepared. Like I had to eat Pop-Tarts, and he would leave me water bottles, but like I would have to try and not drink too much water, otherwise I would have to go to the bathroom. And when we would like have me walk to the bathroom, I was hyperventilating from the pain, and it would make me black out, and I would basically be passing, like I hit the floor a couple times. It was just not good. All of it was not good. Even thinking about it, my heart's pounding a little bit because I never want to go through that again. 2.5 months of that just really does something to you. But that being said, we don't have the kind of income where we can just live off of only my husband's income, especially after we moved across the country and spent all of our money on getting here. And that 2.5 months hurt us pretty bad. And not only that, but I need a hearing aid. And hearing aids are very expensive, and it's not something that we just can afford to just pull out of pocket right now. But going back to me hurting my back, after I got better, I took the very first job that I possibly could take. I didn't want it. It was not in my comfort zone. It was actually serving beer from a keg to hotel guests, and they were mostly like construction workers, and there was like sexual harassment, and it was not comfortable. It was not fun. But from that job is how I have my business now. I started doing their social media for them, and then the company that oversees them, they gave me other clients. So now I have the luxury of like being able to work from home and, you know, making a good income, and it's just, you know, like I don't make a ton of money or anything like that, but it's comfortable. And now that we're doing better, we still are having to kind of catch up from those 2.5 months where we didn't have any extra income between the move, the 2.5 months, and everything. It's just a lot. And what the doctor wants to do for me particularly, a lot of people are like, well, why don't you just get Letrozole or Clomid? It's like $11, $20, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that would be cool. But the thing is that my particular doctor, she's like, no, you don't get to pick and choose. This is what we do at our hospital. Sorry. And it's like $200 extra a month. And when we're in a place of trying to make sure that we are financially secure, and also kind of worrying about my hearing aid. I shouldn't say worrying. We're kind of just debating on like what to do, because if we save up, it's going to take a lot of time, especially because we want to build up our savings just to like have an emergency fund, like a cushion, you know. It's just a lot, and $200 extra a month right now to put towards fertility stuff, even though we technically can afford it, it's not financially the smartest decision. And that being said, you know, like we still are kind of debating on it. We've been talking about it back and forth, and it's harder for me because I want to. I would love to just jump into it and start it now, but my husband is kind of the voice of reason, and he's like, you know, I want to too, but I want to make sure that like we're okay first. Like if something happened to your back again, or, well, luckily I work from home, so I would still be able to work. But I just think that scenario kind of made us realize that it's good to prepare for the worst, so that if something happens to me or him and one of us couldn't work, that will be okay. And also, you know, hearing aid is pretty important, especially like with my Meniere's disease. My hearing fluctuates a lot, and sometimes it can be really defeating having a day where you feel like you really just can't hear hardly at all. Like my right ear is okay, but it's so hard to explain how it feels to go from like one level of hearing to a significant decrease in your hearing. It's really not fun. So that's important, and we're just trying to figure out what the best steps are right now. That's not to say we're absolutely not going to do fertility treatments within the next couple of months or even now. That's not to say that we can't afford to have a baby. It's just a matter of figuring out what the steps are. My grandma, she wants to start a GoFundMe for my hearing aid, and that is like incredibly sweet and thoughtful of her, the message that she sent me. But there's a part of me that like I feel really prideful, I guess, because the thought of putting a GoFundMe out there for something like that just makes me feel ashamed, like, for not being able to just out of pocket be able to afford that myself. You know, like, and the financing options, like monthly, it's just expensive, and do we want to add another monthly bill on top of all of our other bills and then add fertility treatment bills on top of that? It's just a lot. So, you know, I think that she might end up doing that, but and that would be a really big blessing if that worked out. I just have to chip like my pride down a little bit and be humble and just be thankful for any help that we end up getting, and if it doesn't work out that way, then that's totally fine too. But yes, so that's kind of the situation. That's kind of why we haven't done fertility treatments yet. Right now, as far as fertility goes, I'm using ovulation strips. I haven't used those in quite a while. The first year of trying, like I mentioned before, we were pretty adamant. We were trying. We actually went to the doctors during that first year because of a recommendation from my doctor based off of my cycle issues. And but then we stopped going to the doctor because it was too overwhelming, and we just felt like it was too soon. And so the second year, like right after our first year of trying, is when we moved to North Dakota. So we had our first year of trying. We were saving up money like crazy for this big move. We moved, I hurt myself, and then we were trying to catch up from me hurting myself. And so like that's like a whole year worth of us basically kind of struggling really hard. It was just a really hard year. But the weird thing is that even though financially it wasn't really our best year, emotionally, like my husband and I grew together so much. Like 2018 was our hardest year of marriage, and 2019 was or the hardest year of our relationship. And then 2019 was the year that like we grew the most, and I'm like really thankful for that. But yeah, so if you were wondering by any chance why we haven't done any treatment yet, or just like what the deal with that was, I hope that this kind of explains to you what's going on. And I think that I need to not be so afraid to get out of my comfort zone and talk about things like that, just because I guess I am pretty vulnerable on the internet. Just it's an outlet for me. It makes me feel better. It makes me happy to see other people resonating. But the thing is that it's easy to fall into a trap where you feel like you have to prove something or like impress everybody or please everybody. And the thing is that that's not possible. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I have more than I do. We are comfortable, we are safe, secure, and we have a lot to be thankful for, but we are by no means like rich or wealthy, you know? So that's just kind of our reality. And, you know, maybe that will change to where we're in a position to bless other people more. Like that's my biggest goal in life, because we honestly have received so many blessings from so many people. Our old church, my parents, Anthony's family, like we just have been so incredibly blessed by friends and family. And that's just, like, even talking about it makes me emotional because people have really gone above and beyond for us. And just the amount of love and generosity that we have received through people over the years has been outstanding. Even when we were first dating, like, you know, Anthony was gifted a car when we were dating, and it's not like we have super wealthy families either. We don't, you know, it's just we have very loving and kind families and people in our life, and we're so thankful. And so my ultimate goal is to get to the point where I can bless other people, or God can use us to bless other people the way that God has used other people to bless us. So that's a goal of mine for sure. But right now, in the situation that we're currently in, I'm thankful. And right now, we just have a lot of things to sort out, decisions to make. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope that this was a really long portion of the video. Wow, that's like 19 minutes. So I guess that's what this video is going to be about. Anyways, I guess I'll wrap it up here then, since that was so long. If you happened to watch this, thank you so much for watching. If you feel like it, maybe subscribe. I'm trying to put out a video every single Friday. Last Friday I didn't, I apologize, but that's still my goal. Working on it, I'm doing a lot better with my consistency. And when we do start doing our fertility treatment and when I do get my hearing aid, I'm going to be vlogging all of it because I just feel like that's a really significant and important part of my life that I just want to document for myself even. So if you think you'll be interested in that, definitely subscribe. And that's all. I hope you guys have a great week, and thank you for watching and being kind and supporting me. I love you, and that's all. I'm such a mush right now. I'm all emotional now. Oh my gosh. Okay, bye.